Welcome to AlphaCars. My name is Dimitri. I am at our Boxborough location service center. And here we have a Nissan Rogue. And this is the car we know from actually way back. We sold it when it had about 100,000 miles. And then at that time, it needed a new transmission, which is not unusual for some of these Rogues. And we installed an improved factory original transmission assembly. So now the car has a little over 135,000 miles, and we did a full inspection of the car, and it actually still is a good car. It had some light surface underbody rust. We're treating it now, and I'll show you that in a moment. We did install a new set of tires. We did a new set of brakes in the rear, but otherwise the car has been serviced on a regular basis at AlphaCars by the local customer that purchased it from us years ago. And the product, the rust-proofing products we're using on this vehicle are fluid film. You can see right here the reason we use that for this application, because there is an existing surface rust. There's no penetrating rust damage or metal damage, but the surface rust, if it's already present, we would apply the fluid film. And that's what we're doing right now. We're gonna show it to you as we're starting the process. And as we apply more product, we will show you the end result. But the initial underbody condition is actually not bad at all. You can see right here, and there's just light surface rust here and there, which we scraped, and any loose rust has been removed. And now the fluid film product will penetrate any existing rust, and it will slow down any further rust damage or any new rust development. We just completed application of the black fluid film, which we use on the suspension parts, cross members, those parts that are finished in black from the factory. But on the other parts that are not finished in black, we actually use clear fluid film. And it still works the same way. I'll show you. The same way from the standpoint of rust treatment and protection. So this is the black product, and it's applied. What's nice about it, as you can see, it's still very, very soft, and it gets gel-like, and it just continues to penetrate in the rust, and it really slows it down. So if there is no structural damage to the parts and we apply it, it's actually going to stop the rust. So we use clear on all the other parts, like this one, for example, and then as you can see, it turns it a little dark when it starts working the rust. So that's what we will do, and I'll show you a couple of areas, but then the technician is going to do the rest of the car. So if we look at this area and we apply this product, you can see, and then just the first coat, and then you let it soak in a little bit, and you go with more. But that's exactly what it does. It just stays gel-like and continues to penetrate. It repels water. It stops access of oxygen to the rusted areas, and it essentially stops the rust. So we will get it on all the areas like this. And again, anything that wasn't black from the factory, we apply clear, and it turns the rust a little darker. Like this part, for example, I'm gonna apply that, and you can see how it just soaks in and stays there. So fluid film is outstanding product for those areas that have already some surface rust, and it does a great job. You need to inspect it on an annual basis, touch up a few areas, and then you can keep cars running that already started to rust for many more years compared to if you just let them rust. In a couple of years, it gets worse, and then shortly after, it gets to the point where you have structural damage, or brake lines or fuel lines start to just disintegrate and fall apart.
And welcome to the final segment of the Rogue underbody. Dimitri had done a really nice job at the first part of this video explaining the process and showing us kind of the last step we were at. Of course, the things like the tie rods, they weren't coated yet. So now they are, and the car's looking very, very nice. Of course, as he explained as well, we used the black fluid film on some of the components that are painted black. And then we can see the this kind of yellow foaminess there. That's the clear fluid film that we used on all the surfaces that are not painted black, and that works great, especially on some of these aluminum components, like the transmission here, to help the aluminum stay looking nice and not pitted. So if I get a good angle here, I'll do a little walk down the car, and then we'll take a closer look at the rear of the vehicle. Of course, Dimitri did show the pre-existing conditions. There was, certainly some surface rust on this vehicle, and we can see we used the clear fluid film as well on the areas, like I mentioned, that are not originally black, not trying to hide anything here. So you can see there's a fair bit of little orange, kind of light surface rust on the pinch welds, but the pinch welds are very solid. This is purely just on the surface, and it's actually impressive how straight the pinch welds are on this vehicle. So it really was always, get a good angle for you here, it really was always kind of lifted and worked on with care, because a lot of times you'll see these pinch welds all mangled up when, whoever's working on the car might not be lifting it in a proper manner. So I just wanted to make this final segment just showing you the condition of the underbody now that the treatment is complete. And if you would like a treatment like this on your vehicle, certainly this was the most cost-effective thing to do on a vehicle that already has some light surface rust, and it significantly now, of course it makes it look better, but it also significantly lengthens the life of the vehicle, the service life of the vehicle. So give us a call at 978-263-9000 or send us an email at service@alphacars.com. We'll be happy to give you a free estimate there. So this has been Ian and of course Dimitri in the earlier segments reporting from our Boxborough Service Center. Please like this video and subscribe so then you don't miss out on the latest motoring content.